Once upon a time in the vibrant land of India, there lived a young man named Nilambar. From a tender age, he was captivated by the ideals of nationalism and social justice that echoed through the streets of his beloved country. Inspired by the courageous souls who fought for freedom, Nilambar found solace in the belief that he, too, could make a difference. As Nilambar grew older, the flame of patriotism burned brighter within him. He joined the Swadeshi movement, a powerful movement that called for economic self-sufficiency and the boycott of British goods. With unwavering determination, he worked tirelessly to spread the message of Swadeshi among his fellow countrymen. His fervor for change knew no bounds. However, the British Raj was not one to sit idly by while the seeds of dissent were sown. Nilambar's relentless efforts did not go unnoticed, and the colonial authorities grew wary of his influence. In a treacherous turn of events, he was arrested and thrown into the confines of a cold, stone prison cell. Though his body was confined, his spirit remained unyielding. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months as Nilambar languished in his prison cell. But within the darkness of those walls, a transformation began to unfold. His imprisonment became a crucible of self-reflection, teaching him the true meaning of sacrifice and the power of conviction. As he sat alone in the silence of his cell, Nilambar began to understand that fighting for one's beliefs often required sacrifices that transcended the physical realm. The sacrifices of time, comfort, and freedom were just as necessary for the cause of justice. He pondered upon the countless heroes who had paved the way for India's freedom, knowing that their sacrifices were not in vain. During those long and contemplative nights, Nilambar's resolve deepened. He realized that the struggle for independence was not merely a political battle but also a fight for the soul of a nation. The British rule had bled India dry, exploiting its resources and suppressing its people. It was an injustice that cried out to be rectified, and Nilambar's heart burned with a fiery determination to bring about change. As the seasons turned and the years passed, the day of liberation drew closer. The voices of freedom fighters grew louder and more resolute, reaching the far corners of the nation. Nilambar's imprisonment had only fueled his fervor, and his unwavering commitment to the cause had become an inspiration to many. Finally, the day arrived when the shackles of colonial rule were broken. India stood tall, free at last. Nilambar emerged from the darkness of his prison cell, stepping into the embrace of a new dawn. The sacrifices he had made and the lessons he had learned would forever be etched in the annals of history. The novel chronicling Nilambar's journey became a powerful indictment of British rule in India. It captured the spirit of a nation yearning for freedom and exposed the deep-rooted injustices that had plagued its people for far too long. It explored the themes of nationalism and social justice, reminding the world that the fight for equality and liberation must be ceaseless. Above all, Nilambar's story illuminated the importance of individual sacrifice. It showed that true change could only be achieved when individuals were willing to lay everything on the line for what they believed in. His journey became a beacon of hope, inspiring generations to come to fight for justice and freedom. And so, the tale of Nilambar, the young man whose spirit refused to be broken, became a testament to the power of determination, sacrifice, and the unwavering pursuit of a just and equal society. Nilambar, with his unwavering passion for his country and the ideals of nationalism and social justice, became a prominent figure in the Swadeshi movement. His charisma and conviction allowed him to rally the masses, igniting a spark of resistance against the oppressive British rule that had plagued India for centuries. As Nilambar traveled from town to town, delivering powerful speeches and organizing peaceful protests, he encountered people from all walks of life who shared his dreams of a free and equitable nation. Farmers burdened by heavy taxation, artisans struggling to compete with cheap British imports, and intellectuals yearning for cultural autonomy all found solace and strength in Nilambar's words. However, as the Swadeshi movement gained momentum, the British authorities grew increasingly alarmed. They perceived Nilambar as a threat to their imperialist agenda and resolved to quash his influence. With cunning strategies and the power of their colonial might, they orchestrated his arrest, hoping to silence his voice of dissent. Nilambar found himself confined within the suffocating walls of a prison cell. It was a stark contrast to the vibrant world outside, where the echoes of protests and calls for independence reverberated. At first, the darkness and isolation seemed overwhelming, testing his spirit and resolve. Yet, in the depths of that desolation, Nilambar discovered a reservoir of strength within himself. He reflected upon the sacrifices made by countless freedom fighters who had come before him, heroes who had faced similar tribulations in their pursuit of liberty. Their stories, whispered through the corridors of history, whispered courage into Nilambar's heart. During those long and arduous days in prison, Nilambar read voraciously, immersing himself in the works of Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and other luminaries who espoused the virtues of nonviolent resistance and self-sacrifice. He devoured their words, allowing their wisdom to shape his perspective and nourish his determination. Through introspection, Nilambar came to comprehend the true essence of sacrifice. It wasn't merely the act of enduring physical hardships. It was the willingness to surrender personal desires and comforts for the greater good. It was the understanding that the fight for justice extended beyond one's own freedom. It encompassed the liberation of an entire nation and the restoration of its dignity. With each passing day, Nilambar's resolve solidified. He honed his thoughts, formulating plans and strategies that would bring about positive change. He began to pen powerful letters from his prison cell, dispatching them to fellow activists and sympathizers outside. These letters carried the torch of resistance, inspiring others to continue the struggle in his absence. As the years rolled by, India's desire for independence intensified. The voices of dissent multiplied, echoing from the bustling cities to the humblest villages. The weight of public sentiment pressed against the British Raj, eroding its foundations. And throughout it all, Nilambar's spirit burned as brightly as ever, even within the confines of his prison cell. Finally, the day arrived when the shackles of colonialism shattered. India erupted in jubilation, celebrating its hard-fought independence. Nilambar emerged from the prison gates, his spirit unbroken, his soul aflame with the victory of his people. He witnessed the culmination of his sacrifices, the realization of his dreams. The novel chronicling Nilambar's arduous journey captivated readers worldwide. It exposed the true face of British rule in India, unveiling the injustices, exploitation, and cultural subjugation that had long been hidden beneath the facade of imperial grandeur. The book became a powerful indictment of colonialism and a testament to the resilience of a nation. Moreover, the story of Nilambar transcended the political realm. It delved into the depths of the human spirit, exploring themes of identity, sacrifice, and the pursuit of justice. It highlighted the importance of individual agency, illustrating that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, one person's unwavering determination could ignite a revolution. The tale of Nilambar became a beacon of hope for generations to come, reminding them that the fight for equality and justice was an ongoing journey, demanding both collective action and personal sacrifice. His story inspired countless individuals to rise against oppression, to raise their voices, and to strive for a more equitable world. Nilambar's legacy lived on, not just in the pages of history books, but in the hearts of those who carried the torch of freedom and social justice forward. His name became synonymous with courage, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of truth. And in the annals of India's struggle for independence, his chapter shone bright, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a young man who fought for his beliefs, even in the darkest of times.